Scrutiny over a scholarship created in the honor of George Floyd. The scholarship is offered exclusively to black students at North Central University in Minneapolis, Minnesota. A lawsuit filed by Equal Protection Project of the Legal Insurrection Foundation is calling the scholarship discriminatory and a violation of the civil rights law passed back in 1964. Now, in a statement, Equal Protection founder William Jacobson says, quote, regardless of the purpose of the racial discrimination, it is wrong and unlawful. Joining us to talk about it, pastor and journalist Dr. Ruth Olison and investigator Arthur Silky Slim Reed. Glad to have you here both on the Factor Uncensored. Obviously, those who set up this scholarship wanted to help black students. But when you hear their argument saying, look, you are discriminating. What if we had a white-only scholarship? Your thoughts on this, Doctor?
That's the way it's been 400 years. So
Explain that to those who may not get it.
Yeah, black people have been locked out of the system, many of the systems. And it was only, 1863, when black people were able to get anything. And so you have, and even now, it's difficult. So don't get me wrong, I love being black. I love the everything about it, except that it's kind of hard in the country sometimes. But we've been locked out of so many things for so many reasons for so long, and someone uses their money, their effort to put a scholarship together to say, hey, let's try to even the playing field. What's wrong with that?
And Arthur, do you see this as part of the campaign against diversity, equity, inclusion, DEI? We've seen a push against that at many state universities that may receive state funding. Do you think this is the next level of that?
Almost definitely. Like she said, 1861, when blacks were fighting to be a part of contracts for white folks. So now they're reversing that 1861 thing and making it a modern day form of an attack on all blacks. As you've seen with the Fearless Fund, they went after the young ladies who had the Fearless Fund, saying that they couldn't do what they were doing to help black women of color start businesses. And like she say, we have been held back so long by these racist attacks. And unfortunately, for some of us, not all of us, but for some of us, we ran off the wolf and let the fox run free in the yard. And the fox has the same appetite as the wolf, but a more friendly way of attacking his prey. So now we're so comfortable, and now these things are happening. And I think that it's good that it's happening right now, because it's starting us to have to get back to doing what we were doing at first, work again. Everybody's kicked back on vacation. It's time to work again. Get away from all the social media and the reality TV and look at the reality of life, because they're trying to set us back to where we were.
And Dr. Olison, what would be your advice to those who say this is part of that DEI movement? How do you even combat that?
It's, of course,
besides what Arthur said, get back to work,
yeah,
wake up.
It's anti-DEI, it's anti-diversity inclusion. So I said, when the thing with George Floyd first happened and Black Lives Matter rose up higher, I said, you know what, I really hope that's true. I really hope Black Lives Matter. But black lives have to matter first to us. I can't, no, it doesn't matter to me that everybody else thinks Black Lives Matter. It matters to me, what I think of me and what I think of black people. And I love us. I think we are great. I think we're amazing that we survived. And so, yes, there is that attack. It's a backlash. There's a spirit in the country now that is rolling back, that's rearing its ugly head. And it's terrible. It's really bad. We don't have to be like that.
And how do you fight that movement when it's coming from as high as the Supreme Court, where they're getting rid of affirmative action at colleges and universities? How do you guys even combat that? What's your suggestion to dealing with that if you have the highest court in the nation saying, look, all of this that you guys were given is now wrong?
Well, we were taught in my generation to be the best.
And I don't want to say given, earned.
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah,
worked
that's
for.
right, that's right. You have to be the best, you have to earn it, and we're smart. The fact that we even survived everything that we've been through in this country is a miracle, and it's amazing, and it's a testament to the fortitude of who we are and who our people have always been. And so I'm going to say line up with who we really are. Don't fall into the depression. Don't let anyone else define that for you. We are great people. We are loved by God. We're made in the image by God.
But
and
fighting
so
back, do you find the answer in politics, getting politically involved? What? Arthur, both of you guys, come on.
That's the whole thing. I'm with her, and I liked her for a reason. I just didn't know why. I looked at the Black Lives Matter movement, and my thing has always been that if it doesn't matter to black people first, why in the hell should it matter to anybody else? So it can't be a chant in front of the White House. It got to be in front of the crack house, the dope house, the smack house, and the abortion house. If black lives really matter, it has to become a way of life, and then we could take our condition and change it over the night. But if it's just a chant, it goes no further than the mouth, and it's not even in the heart. Because look at what's happening in the communities every single day when we see young black men being carted off into a hearse, and nobody said a damn thing about it, Isaiah. So I'm with her on that. Now, when it comes down to the fight for justice and equality, we have to continue to pump knowledge into the next generation. And I look at it all, because so many people will say, well, man, how can you do this? I tell people all the time, I say, the reason that keeps me doing what I do, I got a little 8-year-old son who was with me last time. He asked me for an apple one day, and I always cut it in half. I looked at the seeds in the apple, and I cut a whole bag of apples in half. Never found over 4 seeds. And then I started thinking, if I just take one of these seeds and plant it, I'll never count the apples that come from that tree. So it's all about those ones and twos that we change, and to continue to pump knowledge into that next generation.
All right. We want to thank you guys for joining us here. We appreciate you both and your knowledge here on the issue tonight.